Police Department in Laguna Beach. Well, they're facing pushback because they put this flag on their cars. The design featuring the American flag as part of the new lettering and the use of black and white patrol cars. Some in Laguna Beach actually claiming the design is too aggressive and might offend some people. And the city council is going to, well, hear a lot of discussion about that. To what end, we don't know yet. But to give us some insight, Laguna Beach resident attorney Jennifer Zeiter. She lives in Laguna Beach, is, as I said, an activist, and it is great to have you with us. And I frankly, I was stunned to hear that there would be this kind of reaction. It just seems so supercilious, I couldn't imagine it, but it's very real, isn't it?
It's very real. First of all, thank you for having me.
Surely.
It's ludicrous that we are even having a discussion regarding the placement of an American flag design on a police vehicle, on any police vehicle. It's the one symbol that really should be unifying our nation. Instead, the left is weaponizing it to divide us even further. Some of the comments that have been made have just been, they're over the top. It's threatening, it's aggressive, it's too MAGA, it's
Can I share you?
It's Nazi.
Can I, too Nazi?
Too Nazi.
Yeah, well, that's certainly an interesting understanding of history, isn't it? That people use that word in connection with the United States in any fashion.
Yeah. Or the lack of history.
Yeah, definitely. Quote, "We have such an amazing community of artists here," said one resident, and I thought the aesthetic didn't really represent our community. It feels very
I find that very impressive that that she speaks on behalf of the entire community apparently as well, which we are an artist community. That's is our history. But Laguna's changed. It's certainly not the laid back little vibe town it used to be back in the day. But I really think there's something more behind this. There is a small contingency of very vocal activists in our town that are far left, left over from the days of the 60s. And really what's behind this is a visceral hatred, in my opinion, of President Trump.
Oh, boy.
And anything that is indicative of President Trump, including his obvious devotion to the flag and America, is somehow seen as something that they must resist. And they actually have emails from people saying, we must resist the American flag in Laguna Beach. We must resist it. We must do away with it, put it down. It doesn't represent us, doesn't represent our international community. Yet we are all Americans and we're all citizens in this city.
Well, you would think, and the idea that there would be this concern that migrants or visitors, as one person said, would be offended by the sight of the American flag. Yeah, I guess my question would be, where the hell do they think they are anyway?
I thought we were in America. I thought we were in America, exactly. And if you're an immigrant here, especially when a tourist, visiting or staying for a short period of time, you shouldn't be intimidated by the American flag. That's why you came here, obviously, to enjoy what America has to offer, right? But if you're an illegal immigrant, that's a different situation. Then maybe there is some trepidation because the first act that you did upon approaching our soil was to break our laws.
Right.
So I guess the question is, why would it possibly be intimidation to have an American flag?
Jennifer, there's another question that arises here, and that is, how do you think the community, Laguna Beach, as you say, this isn't the old Laguna Beach, which was conservative. It had all sorts of communities within that conservative and overall wealthy town, city. What is to become of it? Where are you headed as a community?
That's a really good question. It's divided. Excuse me. It's divided this community. The group that preaches to be tolerant has become intolerant of any voice that is fiscally conservative or conservative in values, or God forbid you're a Republican. But what we see, and this is really heartening, we see a resurgence of conservative values in our town. And people are finally fed up, and they're talking back. If you're attacking the American flag today, what's next? Is it the Pledge of Allegiance in schools? Where does it stop? And it's got to stop here. And I think that's why people like me are taking a stand and say enough is enough.
Well,
the
Jennifer,
American flag represents all.
Good for you, because when I said this is Darwinian, it is. We're going to decide this country's destiny, I think, over the next couple of years.
I agree.
And people who take this kind of thing so seriously and somehow want to sublimate deep-seated emotions that are really some form of mass psychosis and project it into the side of a police car. You're a community worth watching. And Jennifer, you are welcome back here anytime. And thank you so much. We appreciate you
You're
speaking
welcome.
out.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Jennifer Zeiter, thank you.